What is OTXO? This is OTXO. OTXO is an indie game developed by Lattice Heavy Industries, or from the mind of Nathan Haddock. With the help of Super Rare Games, they published the game in 2023 to Steam, and in my opinion has been severely underrated by most people, not getting the recognition the game truly deserves. The game is a top-down shooter with rogue-lite elements, combined with it taking heavy inspiration from the fast, intense gameplay of Hotline Miami. Many see it as its true successor to it, and to be honest, they are not wrong. OTXO takes what Hotline Miami did and further pushes them, creating in my opinion a perfect game in its genre. The developer, Nathan Haddock, had a key goal for the game, which was to create a game that mechanically was very tight, had a simple, elegant style to help focus development. This created its noir-inspired colour scheme, and most importantly, something that was fun to play. And all of these, he did. OTXO shooting is just like Hotline Miami. You aim with the mouse and you move with WASD and you click to shoot, and all the guns which are in the game all feel and sound completely different to one another. Honestly, all are effective to use within the game. Let's go through each weapon so I can truly outline how insane the weapon variety is in this game. First up, the Judas 17 pistol, your basic pistol, nothing special, kills in 2 shots on a basic guy and has a mag cap of 17 rounds. Pretty basic C tier weapon. The Judas 18, a fully automatic Judas with a mag cap of 33, a straight upgrade and honestly a pretty good weapon. The John 1911 silence, it's okay, with a mag cap of 9, not really my cup of tea, too accurate to be honest. The Elcano 50, a Desert Eagle that one taps basic guys with a mag cap of 7. I really like this weapon overall, a great pickup. The Elizabeth, a high rate of fire pistol with a 10 mag cap, decent but not amazing. The Wallflower PK silenced, nice sleek pistol that shoots fast and reloads fast with a mag cap of 8. I like it because it's the gun that James Bond uses. The Cortez 1917, a standard revolver, okay, but a slow reload, but it does one-shot most things. The Wayland 32, a very quiet, weak pistol. Honestly, I don't really like it. The silencer makes it a bit too weak in my opinion. The America 45, great standard LMG that you can take all the way to the end of the game. I like it. Basic setup, but it works great. The Merriweather 303, a slow rate of fire weapon, but high damage. Honestly, with the upgrades, this thing rocks, being able to one-tap with the right upgrades. This makes it a level clearer on its own. The Magnolia 34, a high rate of fire weapon, greater in the late game, and you just need to dump rounds downrange to kill people. The Rayleigh 303, like the Merriweather, but more accurate and less bullets. Decent, no complaints from me. The Mechonopis 60, or the M60, probably my second favorite weapon in the game. Overall, great damage, accuracy, decent rate of fire, and a mag cap. Just a jack of all trades weapon. The M2 Dendricide, high rate of fire, insane weapon when paired with good upgrades, allowing you to kill bosses extremely quickly. The BR6, top tier weapon, as the mag decreases, the rate of fire increases. I just love this thing. The Vespucci 12, a great shotgun, good spread damage, and a mag size. I love it. The Abel Assault 12, a room sweeper with a 20 round drum mag. This is a solid weapon. The only problem is pretty weak for a shotgun. The Sursu 12 Silence, my second favorite shotgun with great damage and a silencer and a very fast reload. The Brianna Model 1900, a double barrel, you get 2 shots and it hits really hard. Good fun. The Beatrice 1887, not amazing, but it can be dual wielded. My favorite weapon in the game, The Stigma M4, great damage, spread, reload speed, and rate of fire, an amazing level clearer. The Wolf's Bane 5.7, a high mag cap at 50, great accuracy, an amazing weapon. The Hedema 4.6 silence. It's alright, it's not the best at anything out of the SMGs, so not a lot to say, just okay. The Christophoros 10 silenced SMG, one of my faves, a high rate of fire, decent mag size, and damage, and when dual wielded, it is a great boss killer. The Titus 9 silence, a sleeper hit for me honestly. It's slightly more accurate than the Christophos, and a tad higher damage, but shoots a bit slower. The Benjamin 10, it's a Mac 10, you rush B and you kill, a solid 7 out of 10. The Jericho 40, hits hard and a solid pickup, a good weapon to rely on in any situation. The Ferula, a starter weapon that honestly can take you all the way. Great damage, rate of fire, and reload speed, what's not to love? The Gabriel G1, or the Garand. I love this weapon in real life, but in this game, it ain't it. It's too hard to use, and the fast speed of the game does make it a bit difficult to use. It does make the nice ping noise though. The Circatrix H, I love this weapon. High damage, good range, accuracy, a great backbone weapon to use. It's a shame its mag size is only 20. The AK-47, decent just like real life. Overall, a real great workhorse weapon. The Anther A2, another sleeper weapon to me. Just gets outshined by other weapons in my opinion, but honestly really good, and it's a burst weapon, so it is unique in this aspect. The Gamora 36, a solid rifle with great stats all around. The Bal 95, one-shots everything, but in my opinion is a bit awkward to use due to the game being so fast in close quarters. An RPG, shoot it and it goes bang. The Grenade, you throw it and it goes bang. The Kunai, you throw it and they die. And that's all the weapons. I hope this highlights how just insanely varied this game, and all of these weapons were made and designed by a single person, truly highlighting just the pure variety this game has in its weapon play. And don't worry, even if you find yourself without a weapon, you can still kick enemies to kill them, and if there is an empty weapon on the floor, you can kick that at them to kill them. Now earlier I mentioned the game is a roguelite, and these elements influences its levels with a few hundred rooms being designed in the game, but these are randomly selected in a different order for every run you do. This is what I love about this game. This random order makes the game, to me, infinitely replayable, as with something like Hotline Miami, you would quickly learn the levels and then beat them. With OTXO, you have to restart, meaning every time you enter a room, it feels new, even though you might have played it before. This means you will always get your ass handed to you over and over again, so it does keep the game nice and fresh. Another roguelite element is the bar. Killing enemies allows the player to obtain some money, and this can then be used to purchase a rather nice selection of drinks. The bartender will offer you a selection of drinks which all can either slightly change the game in very small ways, or can completely change the way that you approach the game. With the nice lady on the side offering different imports that you can purchase to permanently unlock in the bar, you get a pretty insane selection to choose from. So let's go through a few. I won't go through them all because there is an insane amount in this game. First up is Drop On, a drink which causes the player to deal more damage as they are closer to an enemy. Honestly, a great drink, as getting in people's faces is a great way to quickly kill them, and with weapons like shotguns, this can create a really good build around it. House of Daggers, throw one kunai, it then makes 2 additional phantom kunai. This one's a bit as the kunai are a bit finicky, and throwing additional ones isn't amazing, as if you're accurate with them, you should be killing the person you're throwing it at. Bubble creates a shield around you when your health goes below 25%. This is a run saver, as you often find in OTXO, you will take an insane amount of damage very quickly from an enemy that you aren't even paying attention to, so placing a shield around you will save a run that you're on, and honestly, a must pick up drink for me. Cheshire, become invisible when rolling. This one's okay for breaking enemy aggro to reset, but not a must pick up for me. A pickup if you have the cash spare kind of drink. El Cycle, killing an enemy with the last round in the shotgun restores half the total ammo for the shotgun. If you're running a shotgun build, pick this one up. It makes the shotguns some of the best weapons in the game and allows you to just focus on shooting and not worry about reloading, unless you miss. A must pick up if you're making a shotgun build. Homing Pigeon, 25% chance for missed shots to return to your ammo count. It doesn't work with shotguns though. Honestly, I always pass on this one. It's too luck based, and with the best weapons, the higher rate of fire ones, and the shotguns, they don't really benefit from this, so this is a pass for me. The One, hold shoot while unarmed to block bullets. This drink is straight up a run winner, allowing you to become Neo and prevent all damage and just run around kicking. Honestly, I like it. It's kind of funny. Many doors, become much more likely to enter a misplaced chamber. Really good if you want to read the diary entries and use the gachapon machine. Rambo, LMGs fire twice as fast but are 4 times less accurate. An amazing perk and a run winner for a lot of people. Roxy, have a dog accompany you. I like the cute dog. It's fun. Honestly, I could keep going, but I think I've shown you just how different these drinks are, and the perks they give you just are an insane variety. If you want to know, there are 106 different drinks in the game altogether. So yeah, there are a lot lot here to unlock. In addition to this, there are plenty of collectibles which are purchased from the gachapon machine I just mentioned, allowing you to collect these funny little figures and also new guns from it, which I have mentioned previously, as many of these are unlocked in the gachapon machine. And this is the extent of the roguelite elements in the game. The game is then split into multiple sections, all with unique names and effects to them. From the boundless hallways to the bathhouses, the cellar and the ballroom, the actual environments are extremely varied, with glass and doors acting as different ways to engage the enemy, and environmental effects which can be something like the darkness hiding enemies or steam from the bathhouses limiting your visibility of your HUD. The game's gunplay is so tight, and with limited ammo you're constantly switching between weapons, having to make rapid choices on the fly about what you think is the best to use in a situation, as some weapons are really good in some rooms and others not so much. And this tight gameplay is so much fun, as the enemy AI is also really good. It actually feels like they're working together to overwhelm you, with sound playing a big role in how enemies approach you. Thus, you can use this against the enemies as well. Kicking a door in, the enemies will come running to the location of the door, and if you use this, you can then flank them to kill them. This makes the game so rewarding to play. The boss fights as well are all super varied, providing not only a unique fight from boss to boss, but also a serious challenge to overcome, as like a game like Dark Souls, you need to learn their timings and what moves they actually have, and some of the later ones are actually quite a good challenge. Honestly, I could go on all day about how good the gameplay is, but just play the game. It's not expensive, and if I had to summarize the gameplay in one sentence, it would be, this game is the John Wick game people have wanted. Now, being inspired by Hotline Miami, you've got to have some good tracks to go along with the game, and I'll say OTXO's music is leaps and bounds above most games, and also surpasses Hotline Miami in my opinion. Would you believe me that a single dev made all this music as well as the gameplay? I know, a very talented individual if I do say so myself. Now, many indie games are often made for some sort of reason. As stated earlier, the dev wanted to make a game with tight, robust mechanics, but what about the actual theme of the game? Well, starting off the game, a man is seen being with his loved one, then putting on a mask dropped by another, and then having to fight through a mansion with fat people, old people, a metal snake, a knight, a demon thing. What does it all mean? Well, the developer said the game is an allegory for his experience with depression, and here are a few quotes he said in an interview about the game's overall message. I wanted to make the game that was specifically about my thoughts and experience with depression. For me, depression is very much a battle. When I have to deal with my depression, it's like a constant fight. It feels so taxing. You have to put so much energy to deal with it. It's truly constant battling. And when viewing the game with this idea, a lot of the different aspects of this game surprisingly fall into place, linking the theme of depression across the entire game. I'll give a few examples. Alcohol. I'm not trying to be funny, but the focus on booze does make a clear connection. I'm not trying to assume, but many people who do suffer with any kind of mental illness use booze as a crutch, and in the game, the upgrades these do provide to the player, it almost acts as a crutch to the player, sort of linking it back to that idea of substances acting as a crutch for people to deal with this problem. And with the achievement for beating the game, not using any kind of drinks, it then links to the insane mental battle this would cause for someone if they had no crutch to rely on. The hidden rooms have diary entries which tell a story of a man previously stuck in the mansion, and it destroyed not only his life but also his son's life also being affected by it, highlighting how mental illness don't only affect the individual but also those around them and closest to them. The man with the red mask appearing exactly like OTXO but only giving negative thoughts, leading to the idea of the shadow consciousness and persona in psychology. The man in red represents a person's shadow self, all the negative emotions they feel, the doubt in their mind, trying to convince them that they aren't good enough, and the persona, the white mask, represents a tool for someone to keep that shadow out of the real world and what we present to the world. And in game, this is our ability to persevere and fight against these thoughts. And the developer said the constant trying again and again in the game represents a person's battle with depression, as it is never an easy problem to overcome. I've never suffered with something like this myself, but this game's simple ideas linking into its gameplay makes the game honestly one of the best experiences I've ever played. And well, once the player has killed the heart of all the problems, the heart of the mansion, the entire mansion disappears, which connects to how real life psychologists help people suffering with these kind of issues tackle the true cause of it, and then everything else most likely will sort itself out. And the ending cutscene has OTXO reunite with his loved one, and the mask is then passed on, basically saying that issues such as mental health and depression will never truly be solved, as there will always be someone else suffering from it. And with that, that's truly all I wanted to say about this game. Honestly, please support this game, as this is from someone who clearly has a passion for game making and understands the value that it can bring to storytelling. So please, if you want more of this kind of stuff, support it. It's recently come out on consoles, so yeah, give it a good play. Croc score, a 5 out of 5. It's a perfect game to me. Visuals, music, gameplay, content, with the challenges once you beat the game, and the story, honestly a perfect game to me, especially at its price point. There's also a fishing minigame, and you can play with a cute dog on the beach. What is not to love about this game, honestly? Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. If you've gotten this far, leave a comment about some of your favourite indie games, as I'd like to see what people are playing now, as I think many games that are truly good do go unnoticed, and I'm super intrigued to see what you guys are playing. Anyway, see you around. Crocodile.